ESPN 8, the Ocho Day is back live from Rock Hill, South Carolina. We get things started with the Turf Wars Kickball Invitational. Eagles, Wolves, this place is rocking this morning. Live from Carlisle Field at Manchester Meadows. Oh, this is going to be a fun day. With Dwayne Lucas, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. We'll get into what's going to be on display right here to kick the day off in a moment. Here is our schedule, though. Listen, it's the world of seldom seen sports. They're back on ESPN 8, the Ocho. We get it started with the Kickball Invitational, but take a peek. We'll have some wiffle ball. We'll have quad ball. I don't even know what Pogo Palooza is, but I'm excited for it. Dodgeball, slippery stairs, so on and so forth. But, Dwayne, let's focus in on what the viewers are going to see right here. Look, it may be seldom seen sports at times today, but these athletes on display to kick things off, not seldom seen athletes. We've got former Division I college athletes on display. What should the viewer expect from this kickball experience to get things going?
Well, they should expect a fast-paced game, outstanding athleticism, and just pure outspeed. This game is a perfect game to kick the day off on the Ocho, and I can't wait to get, and I'm so excited.
Hey, I like it. Good way to start. So let's peer in at some of the rules and spotlight a couple that may be worth pointing out to the viewer. Everybody has played a variation of kickball, whether it be elementary school, whether it be as an adult. What are one or two that stand out here for you?
And they've started.
Well, and we're going to start with a base hit. That's how we're going to get things going.
That's how we're going, and they've started. And that's a bunt.
And so we'll map it out for you here. The Eagles, they are the away team. They are in those dark gray uniforms. You see the Wolves in the white. You just referenced this. The bunt is a very popular play in kickball. It's a way to get some base runners on. Expect to see that a lot?
Exactly. You're going to see that all day.
Going back to the rules momentarily. 3 strikes, 3 balls, so it's one little bit of a variation from baseball or softball, but you mentioned it yesterday. Everything else very similar to those two sports in a sense.
It is, and it looks like it's going to be out at 3. So,
and there is the out, 1 away.
Yeah, so what they wanted to do in that play, strategy's purpose, you had the runners on 1 and 2. She wanted to walk the ball up first base to move the runners around, also like a sacrifice bunt, so to speak.
Here you go. And just an excellent defensive play.
Absolutely. And here's Gene I was talking about. He's going to be a power kicker, Gene Eifert. And one of the most effective pitches against the kickout is a very bouncy pitch. But the ball has to bounce at least 2 times before it comes across the plate.
Another very important rule. This is Samir Osman.
Samir Osman.
Yep. What's the scouting report? He brings the he's a little more of a nuanced pitcher, yes?
Right. He has a lot of finesse with his pitch. He has a lot of English from the cut from the left end to the right side, and he has a mean changeup. Oh, and that's a drop.
Oh, a terrific effort out there in left field, and you see how critical retiring that batter at third was, or that kicker, I should say, a few moments ago. So the bags are full immediately here for the visiting Wolves.
Tommy Hale is up to kick, and he's another dynamic player. He can flat out do it. Also, the ball has to bounce twice before it comes across the plate, but it has to be no higher than 12 inches, or else that's going to be called a ball as well. So the first pitch, the ref called it high, so that was a ball.
Yep, so that one right there.
So he has
letting it go, yep.
Yep, he has 2 balls. Two balls, so this is probably going to be a pitch that needs to come across the plate.
Remember, a third pitch out of the zone is a walk. That's a called strike.
Called strike, he called it on the corner.
Oh, and Hale fouls that one down the line.
So he has to put this in play or else this is going to be out. This is a big moment. He has to get the ball in the outfield. If it's a foul, it's an out.
See what Osman brings up in the air. Yep, that's an easy play. So 2 gone,
and they held him, so it's 2 outs. Bases are still loaded.
Yep, they're still loaded.
That was a crucial play. The defense held.
If folks are watching this going, wait a second, they used to roll the ball to me in elementary school a lot easier and a lot slower. Yeah, not the case today.
Absolutely not. And that's a strike. And that's Ashley Williams up the kick.
Yeah, Ashley.
She's one of my players on my women's kickball team, so she's dynamic as well.
Well, and
But let's see what she can do.
That's the neat part, Dwayne. We've got athletes from all over the nation, in a sense. And, oh, there's Osman. Hey, the base is loaded. He makes the play, though. Gets out of the jam. A scoreless top half of the first.
And it seems like the jitters are out.
Terrific play.
Absolutely.
That's just athleticism, the instincts, and I love the style, too. Well, and Dwayne, let's discuss this a little further. We'll keep it here between the top and the bottom half of the first inning.
Okay.
You just said it a few moments ago. Expect a fast-paced game. That is exactly what we saw. Every fielder has to be ready, every batter. You can't let too many pitches go by. When it comes to strategy in the game of competitive kickball, I mean, what is paramount in a sense?
Well, it just depends on the type of team that you're playing. As you saw the last team with the Wolves, they had a female playing first. And on this team with the Eagles, they have a guy playing first. So that means there's more females in the outfield. So it just depends on the strategy of the team. We have Deontay Lindsay up the kick, and he's a flyer.
He's got some wheels.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
We've got kickball players from all over the nation, from right here in Charlotte and Rock Hill, but from Orlando, Washington, D.C., Connecticut, someone from St. Louis.
Atlanta.
Yep,
Florida. We're all here. We're all here. And he has 2 strikes, so this one has to be in play or he's going to be out.
A little bit inside, so a good eye that time from Lindsay.
We got Terrence Bolden up there pitching, a.k.a. Smoke. And there's a bunt.
Oh, brilliant play, and he's out at first base. Well, that third base position, right, or that left side of the kickball field is so critical, right?
Yep. So what they're doing, they're double charging. They have 2 charges on the left-hand side. They got an outside charger and an inside charger. And that inside charger picks up any of the bad bunts that should go down 3 but ends up going to the midfield. We have Xavier up the kick. He has wheels too. And that's a call strike.
Yeah, right down the pipe that time from. Hold on, what's the nickname of our pitcher? Smoke?
Smoke, because that's what he be pitching.
Going with a little bit of a changeup. Wow, easy play. For the catcher that time, 2 gone.
Too easy. 2 down.
Look at the instincts. Well, McFadden knows. He said, you know what, I'm going to save my energy.
And we have Tony Thorne up the kick, a.k.a. Tony 2 times. She's a track star. She has wheels too. Up.
Just a brilliant catch there in the middle of the diamond. So a scoreless first inning, Dwayne. Hey, ESPN 8 the Ocho Day. It's back. Kickball. More of it when we return.
The real bosses don't talk, we just sit back and listen. Stack that paper up and then make boss moves. She like to argue, so I said that school. Keep it real with your dog no matter what. Free son, decline she love you, she'll set you up. Free. Free. The only thing I trust is this thing we show. Free. Only when I see what you make. If it don't work, he'll fucking leave. I ain't got shit for it. Let's go. Just skip town with 200,000. Golf just in a 2-liter pop. They say golf addicted to the streets just like it's pops. Addicted to hustling, can't stop. Won't stop, can't stop. Never heard me complain about what I ain't got. 'Cause if I want it, I'ma go get it. Yeah, free my go get it. Paper around town. Same, you get high when you really your enemy. Every day, cross the clock.
I'm F-R-E-E. That means I ain't gotta worry about no cheat. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. I'm not the widow with my righteous.
Turf Wars Kickball is brought to you by Manscaped. Visit manscaped.com now and level up your grooming game. A party this morning in Rock Hill, South Carolina, the Turf Wars Kickball Invitational. ESPN 8, the Ocho Day is back. And the Eagles are back at the plate. They left the bases loaded in the top half of the first inning. Zach Shoemaker retired. You know, these are former athletes, many of them at the college level. By the way, foul ball, so Shoemaker is back in and ready to accept the pitch from Samir Osman. Many of them live, you know, they have their 9 to 5, they have their usual lives. Zach Shoemaker, a personal injury attorney. Now, I've heard you can peg players on the bases, so we may need to utilize his skills in many ways today.
Absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
one gone in the top half of the first. But these players, as we've discussed, Wayne, they've traveled near and far from up and down the coast, from different time zones as far as St. Louis to get here to display their talents. And you could say this is almost an all-star game in a sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's Emily Graves.
Oh.
And a little wide throw, so Graves is going to have a chance to take second.
And
that ball is still rolling.
Just want to stop at 2. On overthrow, they get 1 base.
Yep. Although the kick to get the ball back to the playing field was an excellent strategy. However, it's a good point you bring up. We are playing this game on a soccer field, so that ball can roll on an errant throw.
Absolutely.
There was just a little wide.
Little wide right.
Well, if there's one thing we have discovered about Samir Osman, or the nation is now familiar with, he knows how to get out of jams.
That's a fact.
Yep,
That's
Graves
a fact.
moves to third, but there's now 1 away. What did he do? He stranded the bases loaded in the top half of the first, so he danced out of trouble nicely.
So now we have Terrence Bolden up the kick. It's 2 down and have a run on third. What he's going to do, he's going to try to kick a line drive to land it to score the run.
Yeah, now it's you start thinking in baseball terms, perhaps.
Oh.
Hey, let's try to.
Wait a minute. They called encroachment, and so now Shakaya has another kick. The runner goes back to second.
And so there's still only 1 away. All right, tell me about encroachment. What does that mean?
So encroachment, the pitcher or the Chargers cannot go over that encroachment, the red line going from first to third.
There it is,
if
right
they do
there.
before it's kicked.
Oh, brilliant play. So there is, in fact, the second out.
There it is. That's the second out.
But so you encroach beyond that slash dotted line. You can see it right where Graves was standing. It's a ball, just a nice play here.
Absolutely. Athleticism at its best.
How often are we seeing the two-hand chest pass
All
as
the
opposed
time.
to just the one-arm throw?
All the time. It just depends on the person. A lot of people do that flying 2-hand chest pass. Some people have great, and he jammed him up.
Well, and Osman strands another runner in scoring position. Fine job that time.
Just an excellent placement pitcher.
And so we're still scoreless after an inning and a half. By the way, while we have a moment here, I salute the highlighter lime green in the uniforms here. Fantastic choice, I think, for both of these teams. Now, this is the Eagles lineup who you just saw was retired once again. Yeah, it's someone like Keon Montgomery at the top of the lineup, a former 5-time All-American in track and field.
Absolutely.
You know, like there are some excellent and you know, former college stars in a sense of the field today.
And Kaya King, she's on there. She's a former Louisville cheerleader.
And they have been assembled from near and far. Oh, here's a big drive. This is Bobby Smith.
Oh, and he catches it. And he catches it.
The recovery.
The recovery was everything. Blizzo, that's Blizzo, Thad White. He wants to make everything interesting. It's all about the drama with him.
A little showtime. Let's see. He's got it. Hold on. No, listen, had it the whole time. But wait, Bobby Smith, though, that was the cleanup kicker for these Wolves. He's got a pretty heavy right foot.
Oh, and that's fair. That's fair.
This could be extra bases. Instead, Osman holds at first.
And we have Dave Russell up the kick. He's a bunter. He has wheels as too.
Foul ball. So the catcher that time was attempting to field that one, but behind that red line. So obviously keep your eye on the red lines. That's our foul lines in a sense.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Nicely placed. Not much communication there. Two players, they tumble into one another. Now the Wolves have a pair of runners on here in the bottom of the second.
And that's what's most important. That triangle, you have to have chemistry. And it looked like it was a bit off on that one. They didn't know which one who wanted to get the ball, and they ended up colliding. But we have runners on 1 and 2. So this time, you want to bunt the ball up 1 and move the runner to 3.
This is Tika Robinson.
Tika Robinson, another one of my players, dynamic. She can flat out do everything out there on the field.
You mentioned something a moment ago, too, that we'll get into in just a moment here. There you go, Robinson, the background at Mount St. Mary's. There's a second out. Osman get a tag and move to third. So now you've got runners at the corners. The triangle. What is that, and why is it so critical, just the communication?
Because 9 times out of 10, that's where the majority of the players are going, especially when leading off and nobody's on base. They're butting down 3.
That third base side.
The third base line.
Yeah.
So it's very important for the back catcher, the charger, and the pitcher to be in sync, or else what you just seen just happened last time is going to be the end result.
So meanwhile, Osman, he's in scoring position. You got Kaya King.
Kaya King.
The aforementioned King with a chance to bring in the game's first run.
Well, I think for strategy-wise, with the way she's lined up, she's probably going to bunt and load the bases up, and then going to leave it for the cleanup kicker to try to bring them home.
So time was called, and that may be the strategy that's being discussed right now.
Yeah.
Watch for the kick just as well. Watch for the kick just as well.
Outside edge, called strike.
There it is. Smoke doing his thing up there on the mound.
Well, we'll spotlight the coaches, too. You just saw Mo Sterling, Jackie Reardon.
There it is, and there it is, and there's your first run.
Osman puts the Wolves ahead 1-0. And King puts it into play, knocks in the run.
There it is.
Just had the catcher crossed up that time, and all you have to do is put it into play.
That's
Oftentimes, and good things can happen.
Absolutely.
Oh, the by the way, could we have asked for a better atmosphere here? I mean, the fans of the Turf Wars Kickball Association, they have showed up. We've got some energy early in the morning.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the way Trey's lined up, it looks like he's kicking. It's 2 outs.
This is Trey Simmons.
Trey Simmons.
He lets that one go. Anthony Champion, by the way, he's the official calling the balls and strikes. That one a little more routine.
A little more finesse. No drama on that one.
Inning comes to a close. The Wolves score this match's first run. 1-0.
Ladies!
Turf Wars Kickball Invitational continues. 1-0 Wolves. The home team scores a run in the bottom half of the second. Oh, we are kicking things off in style. ESPN 8, the Ocho Day, is back for its 6th annual edition. There is Samir Osman, the former Pendleton High star, the pride of Alexandria, Virginia. He's in the circle, and he has danced in and out of trouble in a sense, but he's throwing 2 zeros up on the board. And the work that he does off of the kickball field, in a sense, he's a family support specialist and document oversight coordinator in the DC area, working with families, helping young kids get scholarships. He does some amazing things off the field as well. However, he's got to deal with a base runner to begin the third again.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good throw. It was a good throw by Tika Robinson, but she ended up beating it out.
Here's the play, very close. What do you think? What do you think?
I don't know. It was close.
So Chevy Clowney is aboard. This is Thad White.
Thad White, AKA nicknamed Blizzo. I just asked him before this, how did you come up with the name Blizzo? He said he had no idea either.
Sometimes that's the best explanation for a nickname. I don't know, it just sounds cool. He's got a chance to maybe get these Eagles on the board.
Oh, he walked it up
White,
one.
good placement. Osman got him at first, so one away. Clowney moves to second, but Osman showing you the dynamic athleticism, as you alluded to before.
And another thing I like Samir Osman, I like about my pitchers, he moves out that box. A lot of pitchers stay and let the people around them make the plays, but he got out the box on that one. He was able to make that play at one.
All right, back to the top of the order, Keon Montgomery, and he's going to try to take second. However, he may be signaled back to first.
Oh, he's good.
Meanwhile, Clowney to third.
So let's see if he can dance his way out of this one.
Look at that spin.
Just a fumble with the ball from the back catcher.
Well, the kicker has to deal with the spin, but then the catcher, for example, has to deal with similar spin off the leg.
Absolutely.
So now you got 2 on. Osman says, hey, we're going to potentially intentionally walk Marquise Andrews. Well, right now, Clowney has been awarded home plate. That would knot things up. However, our officials are getting together. They're going to try to sort this and adjudicate the situation.
So let me explain this. What happens was, if you get 3 straight balls, that's considered a 2-base walk. If you intentionally walk the kicker without a strike in the pitch count, that automatically counts as a 2-base walk. So what happened was they said that he called an intentional walk with 2 people on second and third, which means the 2 bases he will go around to second, the person at second will go to third, and the person at third will come home. So let's see if that stands.
Well, it seems pretty clear-cut from your explanation that it's a 2-base walk, and because there are runners at second and third, that pushes the runner, in this case Clowney, across the plate.
Right. Well, it looked like it changed it back. So
although not so fast.
Not so fast.
Looks like
just another normal day in kickball.
All right, so the explanation is this is still going to be Andrews. He did not signal for the run. Oh, excellent catch, but the runner can tag. And we're now knotted up officially at 1 apiece. So that time, Andrews, he's given the chance, and he makes the most of it.
Well, another thing, too, from a strategy standpoint, I don't know if I would have had her catch that ball because you can tag up on a foul catch, being as though it was so far out in right field.
It was in foul ground.
Yep. But that's what they elected to go with, and the runner came in.
Well, in this case, we're playing this. I wonder, you play this on a baseball surface, maybe that kickball whirls over a fence in a sense, like in baseball. But here, you're tempted to make the grab, and so because of that, we're knotted up at 1 apiece. There are 2 gone in the top of the third.
Right. And here's the change. And there's that pitch with a lot of English.
Yeah, good play. And Osman does get out of the jam. So a dubious inning. And this game is knotted up.
Knotted up at 1.
At 1 run apiece. There it is. Welcome to Rock Hill, South Carolina, Carlisle Field here at Manchester Meadows. This is the home Wolves lineup. The logos are outstanding. Who did the logos, by the way?
I believe the person who did the jerseys from 625.
Shout out to 625. So here we go. 1 run is already scored for this lineup. Samir Osman, he did score the run. It was Kaya King, who was right there in the middle of that lineup, who drove in the run an inning ago. New pitcher in the circle for these Eagles.
For these Eagles, it's Thomas Hale. And this is something new I haven't seen him do before, but he's a pretty dynamic player, and they said that he can get it done as well. He has an arm out of this world. And you saw that ball come across with a lot of English, a lot of spin.
The Connecticut native, he's been playing kickball for 6+ years. Almost a sidearm delivery. Line drive, Graves makes the catch,
Graves
1 away.
Catch, yep.
1 out.
Ashley Semler about to swing the right leg. And lets that one go, so count evens, ball and a strike. Boy, as the kicker, you want to approach every pitch. Sometimes you just let it go like that, or in this case, a foul ball.
Yeah, accidentally hit her off her leg. So if you don't want to take that kick, you got to move out the way of the ball, or else if it hits you, that's going to be considered a foul. So she has 2 on her now, so she has to put it in play.
And that's an out. Yep.
Out.
That was in foul ground. So we've got 1 away. So what's the approach, by the way? The running start when you're behind the plate, some like to take the running start, others like to stand maybe closer to the plate.
So a lot of times it just depends on the strategy. The running start, what you're trying to do is just angle it and let it hit off your foot at a certain ball speed to go down third, and you're already halfway to 1 if you do it correctly. So that's the
This is Casey Rodriguez, who is the kicker for the Wolves. Tie game in the bottom of the third. Our first cousin is former NFL star Plaxico Burress.
Absolutely.
I know David Tyree gets all the credit, but remember who caught that game-winning touchdown for my Giants back in the day? That was Plaxico Burress. We are done with 3. A clean inning for Hale. The Ocho Day.
They really robbed us, though. Cause man, they walk together, bro. I mean, they walk red, bro. Yeah, I don't like that, though. All that picture shit. Cause the coach walked them, bro. Yeah, they walk ski. The coach walked them, man. That shit be walk, bro. That shit be walk. The coach makes the decision. The coach tell the picture walk to do. Why the picture kind of stuff? They ain't think it's gonna be too late. But when they say too late, go home. They gotta be the picture. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, we got the best athletes right here. We here. Come on, man. I like Gene right here. Let's go, Gene.
Manchester Meadows, Rock Hill, South Carolina with Dwayne Lucas, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. Start of the 4th Kickball Invitational. Gary Cole and Jason Bateman, they were unavailable today. So
unavailable.
We are stepping in. By the way, full day of ESPN 8 The Ocho events, including that. There's an event called Slippery Stairs. Are you competing in that later, I heard?
Absolutely not, but I've seen it before, and it's wild.
Well, hold on. You've got some, look, cornhole is going to be one of our events later. You've got some sources. You've got some cornhole intel.
My sources, I was at hotel last night, and the cornhole guys was up to like 3, 4 in the morning in the parking lot.
They're out there.
Getting their reps in.
Oh, man. That team is ready to go. All right, so we begin the top of the 4th. Hold on, a shocker here. Gene Efford, who is the Aaron Judge of kickball.
There it is.
With the strategic bunt down the line, he's safe at first.
Absolutely. That was probably a strategy. They didn't think he was going to do that because they put everybody in the outfield and they didn't double charge.
Hale now fouls that one up. So was that the 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10.
What you said before, 9 out of 10 times, Efford's going to let it fly. He is one of the power kickers.
And Tommy Hale, he can let it fly too. However, I think he's going to, yep.
Now one carving near the seats.
So he has 2 strikes on him, so he has to get it in play.
Yeah, the foul ball does not give you immunity to remain at the plate. The foul is an out here. If you kick this thing and it's off to the left or right. That one was inside.
Yep, that was close.
Hale, who we just saw take the circle in a sense, the Hartford native. Former varsity football player back in the day. He was a safety and quarterback in high school. Oh, it's just a high pop-up in the center. So 1 gone in the 4th. You've got Efford remains at first. This is a tie game, and remember, it's a timed game, so you want to be on the right end of that score.
Absolutely. And you got Ashley Williams up the plate. You're talking about athleticism. She was a former football player in high school. She can flat out do it.
Yeah, the only female on her high school football team, Largo High in Maryland.
It is. It is.
She's playing with a cast on her arm. If we needed any other illustration to display just how tough she is.
Absolutely. And right before this, last week, she was roller skating in an accident.
I don't think she was going to miss this one.
Oh, absolutely not.
The bouncer over to first. That's in time. Effort moves to second, but there are 2 gone. And so can the Eagles cash in with the runner in scoring position? You've got Zach Shoemaker coming up.
That's why it's imperative. When you got a runner on first, your leadoff gets on.
You got to cash in.
You have to move him to second, give him a chance.
Shoemaker, he's got a lot of space up the middle. Middle infielders, in a sense, they're pinching closer to the line.
Because at this point, it's not about distance. It's just letting something drop.
Oh, there's a 2 bouncer fading into shallow right.
No good. That's the
Inning
third out.
is over. And so the Wolves strand a runner in the top half of the 4th inning. Bottom 4 coming up. We are tied at 1. This is the Turf Wars Kickball Invitational. Look, ESPN 8 the Ocho. It's been the home for seldom seen sports since 1999. We all know that. We get things going with the Kickball Invitational. Axe throwing. That's
axe throwing.
There's no cap on how dangerous some of these events are. I wouldn't want to stand where that guy is. I would get the heck out of the way, although maybe he's just sizing things up. But so events all throughout the day, Dwayne. This is really neat. It's right here at Manchester Meadows. Many events across the way in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Cornhole, dodgeball later. I think ESPN 8 the Ocho was glorified in a sense by the great movie Dodgeball. Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, so on and so forth. I've never been able to say part of my research for an assignment has been rewatching Dodgeball. Today I got to say that.
If you could dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yes.
Oh!
All right, so leadoff runner is aboard here in the bottom of the 4th. Yep, it just slipped right through the fingers.
And that's going to be costly because now you got some barn burners on base now. And strategy-wise, they're not going to mess around. They're going to button move the runners and try to get him to go to 1 to 3. Xavier McFadden's at the plate.
Yep.
He can flat out do it.
Well, this is the top of the order. Lindsey's at first.
Oh, and that's what he doesn't want to do.
Shoemaker.
And, he had the wherewithal.
Lindsey had to get back. He tried to catch Shoemaker maybe off guard, but he got up immediately through the first.
He was aware. He knew exactly what to do. They can tag up on a foul catch. And Deontay tried to catch him, but he was on it.
All right, so Lindsey remains at first. McFadden's out. Tony Thorne coming up. Just a nice play here.
And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to pop it up. That's the worst thing you can do is pop it up. Keep it on the ground and get your runner to the next base.
Well, that just goes back to you've got to be so cognizant of the bounce and when that kickball is bouncing across the plate.
Yep.
Thorne, same thing. This one winds up foul. Boy, Terrence Bolden, by the way, he's done some fine work.
Doing it. He's doing it. He's getting himself out of the jams. And he has her with 2 strikes now, I believe.
Bolden, the St. Louis, Missouri native. I think he's the lone Central Time Zone competitor, or one of a few. Oh, this one's high in the air. Hale's got it. 2 away.
2 out. For the Wolves.
Bolden, one of the oldest of 7 siblings. He's also a father of 3. Maybe his family watching here. This is the spotlight. This really is. I mean, you said this to me this week. Look, this is a de facto all-star game. Now, there are so many great kickball competitors across the nation, not to leave anybody out, but this is the best of the best in a sense.
And I don't even want to say the best of the nation. I'm going with the world.
Yeah. Oh, base it up the middle. Lindsey, he had to hold that bag. So now you get a pair of runners on with 2 outs.
2 outs. And at this point, you just need something to land. You got flyers on base.
Oh, that's Smith. You were outlining his power kicking abilities.
Absolutely.
That was a bullet. Does he work out the left leg or is it just the right? Is he doing the single right leg squat? Is that what it is? This one's in play.
Oh, there's nobody there. There's nobody there.
Throw to the plate. Safe. What a heads-up base running play by Lindsey, displaying that speed. The flash.
There it is. There it is. And just like that, I knew that inning was going to be special.
Watch him turn the Jets on. Here he comes. And he's safe. And now the catcher again, you can peg the runner, so all he had to do was get that left hand across the plate.
That's it.
Champion was right there to make the call. 2-1 lead for the Wolves.
2-1.
Well, this was, what did you say right at the top of this inning? You've got the Flyers, and you've got a player like Lindsey, not just allowing him to reach base, but to lead off an inning by reaching base can be detrimental to the team in the field. That's the inning, but the Wolves,
He did damage.
a little magic in the home fourth. Lindsey unties this thing. You know we got to get to our Manscaped moment. Bottom of the fourth inning. Little confusion. Look at the play. Deontay Lindsey recognizes he can utilize the speed, turn the Jets on, lets out the roar. He unties this one. Dwayne, that play in the bottom of the fourth has the home Wolves on top.
Up by one. Yep.
This has been fun to see the support, the atmosphere. I mean, we've been using this bad pun all day. We've kicked things off in style.
Kicking it.
At Manchester Meadows Park in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And the supporters, the fans, the family and friends of all these competitors, many, as we've outlined already, former college athletes at various levels, and the support here is fantastic. This is Emily Graves to get things going. Now, got the top part of the shoe right on it, out to center, but there's an out to get things going.
And it's something I want to point out, Kevin. What we're seeing today is just 1 hour, just one game. But when we have these tournaments, we're playing 7 games in one day to come out with the champion. And so it's just remarkable what I say about athleticism and these players and what they do to get ready for these tournaments. They're actually playing, the winners are playing 7 games in one day.
And this is the de facto, as we said, almost an all-star game to showcase the abilities. You've got the Turf Wars teams and folks, tournament coming up in Savannah. You pointed this out before. Hey, a lot of these players, there's some serious cold hard cash on the line too for winning tournaments.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're not just traveling just to play this game just for giggles. We're out here and we're going for the cash.
A lot of the players have detailed this as well, as the first batter, or the second I should say, is retired here in the 5th. A lot of players that you're seeing on the field today have outlined this. They started playing the game maybe for fun, fell in love with it, decided I want to play it competitively. Well, a heck of an effort there in left field. However, Terrence Bolden, the Eagles pitcher, winds up aboard at first.
But it's 2 down.
There's the dive, but just right through the arms that time. Chevy Clowney is the kicker.
Another lawyer.
Assistant district attorney in South Carolina.
We do it all. And that was a change-up.
Little change-up.
That was a change-up. I told you he's a finesse pitcher. He's in his bag today.
Clowney sizes it up. Little spin to it. The throw to second.
Oh, and he caught him.
Time, yep.
And he caught him. Caught him being greedy.
Bolden, he was trying to get to the base, but couldn't hold the bag.
Couldn't hold the bag. I think he anticipated it was going to be an overthrow.
Regardless, half inning is over. The Wolves looking to build on their 1-run lead next.
Go play. Let's go, y'all. Still a party out here. We're not done. Hey. Right now, I can reload right up in his spot just to get my stacks up. Now I'm back on deck. So Charlotte, what the fuck you want? I be talking shit, but this ain't what the fuck you want. My CEO, let's go. Now it's back. It's time. Hang him by a rope. Hit him with the chopper. It's going down, y'all. Let's go. Go in the track all night with them. That's what y'all see what it is. So I can bring boys down all night. He lame. They ain't got no fight. Kick him out the we was all night. Yeah. Oh, let do it. Hey, oh, let do it. Hey, oh, let do it. Yeah. No shit in music. Hey, I influence. Hey, I influence. Man down, hey, go come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go. You gon' pay the life you live over the Riverdale, Georgia. They gon' lay your out when you sleep like a baby. No ESPN, y'all, it's going down right now. They killed my top floors. The Aggie crazy. They killed my trap. The Aggie crazy. Yeah. Oh, they do it. Oh, they do it. Oh, they do it.
Welcome to, in the words of 21st century philosopher Pete Waters, Rock Thrill, Rock Hill, South Carolina. There's DJ Tremaine. He's brought the atmosphere and the energy here to Manchester Meadows. He and Fly Tie, he's been our MC.
Absolutely.
I mean, they've got this place going.
Yep. Usually DJ Tremaine, he travels with the Turf Wars down to each of the one Turf Wars tournaments, so we're used to this.
Look, if you've read or subscribed to Obscure Sports Quarterly at any point over the last year or so, you knew that this game, this Kickball Invitational, was going to kick things off in style. We've got a great game, a 2-1 lead for these Wolves. Deontay Lindsay broke the tie in the bottom half of the fourth, so the Wolves back at the plate. Now if you're the Eagles, you're running out of time in a sense. You need a quick inning perhaps to maybe force the sixth inning. It's a timed game, so if you're the Wolves, you have the upper hand right now. In the air, Shoemaker makes the play, so quickly one gone in the bottom of the fifth. But
that's not helping. They don't want to do that.
No. Well, and we've discussed it at times as King puts this one into play. There's two gone. We've discussed this at times today, and Dwayne, just what does this mean for these competitors? For you, these are players you compete with, play with all throughout the year. It's a 365-day lifestyle in a sense, tournaments. What is this like for these competitors today?
There's no off season. This is something that we've been working on. We've been playing this game for over 10 years, and we've been waiting for this opportunity to become be on a nationally syndicated network. And the players are pumped. The athletes are pumped, and that's the reason why you have the crowd that you have out here today.
Yeah,
we've been wanting to showcase what we've been doing for all these years.
Yeah, excellent support. And remember, we've got axe throwing. It's coming up at 9. Oh, diving stop. Hale's got a cover. Not
and
he got him at first. Inning is over. That's a 3-1 put out if I've ever seen one. The dive and then the play at first. Do we have enough time is the question. Dwayne, do we have enough time for the top half of the 6th inning? The parameters, the parameters is it's a timed game, and the official signal has been made. The Wolves.
The Wolves walked away with it.
They win it. A 2-1 final at Manchester Meadows. And see the sportsmanship, the handshake line. And look, a lot of these, they are competitors on the field or opponents today. Everybody, though, that's shaking hands and slapping high five, familiar with one another. These players perform together, play together all across the country, tournaments up and down the coast.
And everybody's familiar with each other. Like you said, we play against each other all the time. Everyone's familiar with each other, and that's why the camaraderie, it is what it is.
But it was that critical bottom of the 4th inning, and you, my partner, you pointed it out. So Lindsay reaches base to start the inning. That's the leadoff kicker for the Wolves.
Right.
He's got speed, right? Look
Definitely.
out.
Flyer.
He worked his way around the diamond, and on just a routine little grounder to the left side of the infield, he was able to swipe home in a sense and scored what ultimately proved to be
the game-winning run.
The game winner. And we've got, hold on, breaking, we got Air Dot is now joining us. We've got Deontay. Yeah, Deontay, your nickname has been spoiled. Dwayne has given me the backstory. So, take us through that 4th inning. You reach base, Dwayne said it, he goes, the flyer just got on. Look out, because there could be trouble. It was a tie game at that moment, grounder to the left side. When did you know, hey, I'm going to make a play here and head home?
I just needed them to get a good ground shot, and then, I mean, anything that's on the ground past second base, I'm coming home every time. I just needed a good ground kick, and 9 out of 10, I'm coming home every time. That's what we do, corner boys.
Hey, so what does this mean for you, Doc? This is Dwayne. What does this mean for you to make the game-winning run? How did you feel when you came across the plate and they say it and they gave you the safe signal?
Man, this shit mean I'm sorry for that, but this mean everything for me, man. I'm playing for my mom and my brother, man. I've been playing with a heavy heart for the last 2 years, man. And this just for my mom and my brother, man. This mean everything. I've been playing since 2014 and watch kickball grow and even get to this point. And, you know, I'm just happy to be a part of it and able to score the game-winning point to win it all.
Hey, Deontay, if the FCC reaches out to us, we're going to deduct it from your winnings, by the way. No, we're just kidding.
Sorry about that, man.
Well, no, but detail your – listen, Dwayne and I were talking about this. There's no such thing as a former athlete in a sense. You played varsity basketball. You were a track star back at Eastern Senior High. You never lose that competitive fire in a sense. What has the kickball circuit done for you to, stoke that competitive fire now years beyond your high school playing days?
It just, man, when you play this game, it's athletes that come from all aspects: football, track, soccer, everything. I'm just a natural born competitor, man. Like anything that I put my mind to and I want to play, I want to be the best. That's what I set out to do. It's just in my DNA.
So you said you was a former corner boy. That's what it was that we call those base flyers that go across the base.
Yeah.
You put it on for the city. Who you want to give a shout out to before you leave tonight?
I want to give a shout out to my son Dallas. I want to give a shout out to my sister Ricky, Nig, Kiana. Just the whole Lindsay family, all my cousins, all my friends. I'm just happy to get the game-winning score, man.
Mama, I made it.
Well,
Mama, I made it.
and grab a championship T-shirt for your son. Then they're handing them out right now. Go get your hands on the trophy. Thanks for joining us,
I got you,
Deontay.
man. I'm Bonnie's son, man.
Just a super showing here for our first event of many. The day has just started. Look, we got things rolling here at 8 a.m. We're going to be showcasing events until the late hours of the night. Here is the rest of the schedule coming up. If you have a fear of flying objects, that would change the channel. World Axe Throwing is coming up, but we'll have wiffle ball here in just about an hour. You see so many of the other events. Pogo Palooza, there's cornhole, dodgeball, of course, a signature event of the day in a sense. But just a cheers, Dwayne, to both sides, not just the Wolves, the Eagles, all these competitors showcasing their abilities, having some, most importantly, having some fun out here today.
Absolutely. I would say the Wolves did come away with the win today, but I think the winner is kickball, the kickball community within itself. We all, as kickball players, has been dreaming about this moment, and I feel as a kickball community, we're winners today.
This is not like recess back in the day. This is
absolutely not.
This is not that. The athleticism, the dynamic abilities on display. There are those championship shirts being handed out to the Wolves. Again, the final 2-1, a tie game that was untied in the bottom of the fourth inning in the nick of time by Deontay Lindsay, who you heard from, I should say, just a few moments ago. And Dwayne, just to wrap things up here from Manchester Meadows, what is next for the kickball community? You just said it. This is big for the sport. What is next? How does it grow further? What do you envision moving forward?
I think when we started this, I feel like getting on ESPN was the first step. We had talked about this, and Ariane manifested this years ago. But I think in the final vision, I think we want this to become an Olympics. We want this to be an Olympic sport, and I think we're going to move towards that.
And a shout out, you're right, to the founder, Ariane Herbert of Turf Wars, who is critical in organizing this with yourself, with all these players. Heck of a fun time to get things going. For Dwayne Lucas, I'm Kevin Fitzgerald. That's it from Manchester Meadows. We're going to axe throwing right now on the Ocho.